Things are ramping up. From episode one, we kind of catch up with Maggie and Winston in the middle of COVID, in the middle of this pandemic. So with that comes a long distance relationship. So like a lot of people are dealing with and have been dealing with over the past 7 or 8 months, there's a lot of FaceTime dates and a lot of Zooming and just trying to get to know each other and grow and progress virtually. So that's kind of what they're dealing with, a lot like a lot of people out there. So I like that. I like that we kind of get to be that couple that shines the light on that aspect of this whole ordeal that we're going through in the world.
I don't know how much I can or really should say, because I think it's going to be really fun for the audience to watch as this relationship unfolds. And like Anthony said, this time is so challenging for singles, and not just for singles who are trying to date, but like I know a lot of people we're just starting to connect with somebody, and it's been, look, like for everyone, it's been very hard to be disconnected. So in that context, for them to have found each other and find that, like, even just digitally connecting, by screens, is such a healing balm to each of them, and wherever they are, is just, I feel like it's such a reflection of what's really happening right now, which is that like people are just trying to connect however they are. Like, look, we've all become Zoom experts, right? We all are doing family meetings. Some people are talking to their families more than they ever have, now that we're doing it this way. And so, so I love that. I love that that's how they're sort of developing it. And I think the change will be good for Maggie. The other ways wasn't working before. So anything would be better, honestly. Well, one thing Grace has always been good at is really towing that fine line between the very serious and the very funny, and the, sexy, but also the very restrained, all of that. Our show is such a like tonal melange that hasn't stopped. We are dealing with COVID, but Maggie's gonna be quirky and neurotic whether it's COVID or not. And like, Meredith or rather Amelia and Link are gonna be like sexy and adorable no matter what, So of course that's all still there because these characters are still the characters. So and I think our writers have done such a brilliant job of allowing the COVID has obviously changed everyone, including our characters, but they are their essence is still coming through in the storytelling. And just like with everybody, life actually isn't just about the pandemic. We still have our families, we still have work, we still have all of these other things, and so it's still really well integrated that way in our show too.
Details. I can tell you what time it starts.
We know that already.
I don't know how many details we can really spill, but I know that it's exciting, and I know that there's a lot jam-packed, and I know that there's so much relevancy and some answers from last season, and you just start to. It's a great way to get back into the show and into the world that Grey's Anatomy is.
I can tell you something. Here's one thing I can tell you. I can tell you that even though we sort of fast forward to a few months or weeks after where we left off, which drops us off like in probably the earlier days of the pandemic, we go back and we revisit moments to not just address those cliffhangers, but to also sort of fill in the gaps of some other story here and there too. So we're back and forth in time a little bit.